Sunglasses? They've gotta be from Edward. Actually, an umbrella would be better right now. But what the hell? Sunglasses. Probably from Edward, or my black eyes. Someone's broken the door in with an axe by the look of it. Damn! Looks as though Tom has been here. Ugh! God damn it! There are some things you just don't want to see. I'd better get out of here.
Rain, rain, go away. Tomorrow will be a rainy day.
Damn.
Then comes the snow. Don't you know?
Ralph? That you? Ralph!
I was only playing with him.
Ralph! What happened? Am I hearing voices of the dead? Or was that really Ralph? Strange. It's never been so quiet here before. Closed for business.
Adrian! It's done. Case closed. Angelina's letter convinced the judge completely.
Some good news.
A lot more than that. And is there anything I can do for you?
Now with the case closed, all of the pieces of evidence are no longer required, right?
In theory, not anymore, no.
Then it wouldn't be a problem if I got the bracelet back. You do know that it's a family heirloom.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Zach!
Hmm?
Please,
How's it looking with your transfer?
Now that's lying on my boss's desk. And knowing him like I do is gonna let me stew for a while. But it'll come through sooner or later.
Any new developments in the Tom case?
None. That piece that has disappeared. Not even Bobby's seen anything of him.
Would it affect your transfer if you found him?
What a question. Of course it would. The faster the... Hey, you've not just...
Well, if I were you, when it stops raining, I'd get myself over to the shack in the woods, over at Warm Hill, and take a closer look around.
Ha! Have you actually found his hiding place? If things get too boring for you up at the castle, I could do with a good constable.
Thanks, but I've had to answer to a higher calling. Goodbye.
Fare thee well, my lord.
Hi, Constable.
Ah, the Mr. Gordon.
Has the cafe shut down?
Yes, you really missed something this morning. Apparently Edward resigned, and then there was the massive argument between him and Denise. Well, you could see it coming.
Goodbye, Constable. A whole load of photos of my family, with a grave candle in front of them. And then what have we got here? A pair of pliers. I'll take those and the candle. I don't need the other stuff right now. One ruby's enough.
The ruby fits exactly into the socket on the hilt of the sword.
There's a spiral staircase here. I can't see how far down it goes. It has to be a good few stories. Ladies first.
Are you scared? Or are you exercising your role as lord of the manor?
The Guardian isn't allowed to die. Those were your words. I'm just playing it safe. That's supposed to be the catacombs? Looks like the sewer system.
Patience. This is just the beginning.
The whole thing could be some kind of cistern. It collects rainwater from all over the castle. It's brought here and then goes stagnant. No, there has to be an outflow somewhere as well. In this environment, there can only be a whirlpool. Huh, the water's been standing there for some time. I reckon that's the remains of the water from putting out the fire. At any rate, it's not normal sewage. A hefty chain. It's hanging into the water. There are hieroglyphics etched all around here. Did the Druids build these walls? A bird relief. I think that's supposed to be a house. Or a shack. Here's an illustration of a house and a jar. Here's a pitchfork and a flower. There's a bird and a head chiseled in here. There's a fish and a hand on this column. Valentina,
Yes.
do any of these symbols around us mean anything to you?
These symbols look like Pictish glyphs. Obviously an ancient form of writing. More than 6,000 years old. So, I'm wondering what business have they got being on these walls?
Maybe one of my ancestors thought they looked nice? Do you know what they mean?
Sort of. But don't ask me how you vocalize them.
I can't see any other exit here. Can you?
Looks like we're in a dead-end street.
But it can't be, though. It has to continue somewhere. Maybe there's another secret passage.
Certainly not out of the question. Keep your eyes open.
The bucket is half full of a white salt, probably for when it's icy. I'll take a handful of grit salt with me, just in case I have to help some old grandma cross an icy street. So now I've got the option to connect something up down there. A candle for the dead. A construction light, just like the ones all around the castle. Except without any power. Here's the end of the extension cable. Energy. There's a thick electric cable hanging from the roof, just above a puddle of water. Craig was right. It isn't safe down here. Empty. I'm guessing that they used to store wine or beer here back in the day. Those days are long gone, though. Boxes of empty wine bottles. Just in case there's a life for me after Mordred, I'm gonna give this castle a real cleanup and throw out all of this old junk. Well, I'll hand the job over to Edward, of course. There are drains under the puddles, but the sewer system couldn't cope with the huge volume of extinguishing water. The water isn't draining away anymore. A shelf of wine bottles. As far as I can tell, they're all still full. 1953. either extremely valuable or completely disgusting. There are only busted boxes and barrels back there. Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes?
There are metal grates lying around the well. No idea what they're for. Must be a seriously heavy water bucket if you need a chain like that to lift it. That's the water pump, which they use to pump away the extinguishing water. It's a real monster, and ancient, too. I'm surprised that thing even works. Quite a clear design. The motor's on the right, the pump device is on the left. The two are connected with a long shaft. If I wrap the chain around the drive shaft, I could use the water pump as a winch. I hope the motor's powerful enough. The wire rope is wrapped tightly around the pipe. I guess it's an earth for the water pump. I'll put the cable into the connecting terminal on the pump. No idea what kind of pipes those are. Water or sewage, I guess. I think that's the power connection for the water pump. I guess there were no power plugs back then. Oh, that's just one pole. Does this thing use direct current? So that thing on the pipes isn't an earth. It's probably the second pole. The power cable is now hanging through the grill and straight into the water. I'll give the pepper and chilies a miss. The puddle's seasoned enough. If it weren't for me being a former student of physics, I'd call that kind of action suicide. Now the end of the cable's hanging directly in the water. I guess that's the main switch for the electricity in the cellar. Who needs fuses if you've got such a big lever? The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch. You can turn the pump on and off with that. You can even adjust the direction of rotation and the speed. Theoretically, I could pump the cellar full of water again, slowly or quickly. I can't wind the chain anymore. Something's blocked.
What are you up to? I'm impressed.